Hi, and welcome again to Cannon Fodder over the world. So this is my post-match review of the match that was played early hours, I believe, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. I'll try and keep it short and sweet. It's one of my favourite songs which came out from a band called the Fatback Band, and the album, if memory serves me right, is called The Future. Is this the future? Is this really the future of Arsenal? Yes, the youth players. I've been crying out for so long that Arsenal should invest time and more time in bringing these young players. The snippets I saw, because I didn't wake up 4 o'clock, or was it 4:30 in the morning, to see the match live, but from what I saw, the future looks promising. It looks very, very promising. And so the lineup, from what I could see here, it was a flat back four with Maitland-Niles right back. I'll get to that in a moment. Mustafi, I'm not going to talk about that. Socrates, and then left back Nacho Monreal. Then we had Joe Willock, and Granit Xhaka as the captain. Then we had just three in the midfield. Aubameyang, Ozil in central midfield, Nketiah on the right, and with the lone striker, it seemed like a lone striker, Alexander the Hitman Lacazette. So again, I'm only going by from what I saw on the YouTube channel highlights, and from what I saw, again, the defense, knowing fully well that the defense, it should be quite experienced. They looked all over the place again, but I'm not even going to talk about that because we'll be going back over old ground again in regards to the defense. However, what I really, really liked was seeing those youngsters there. Yeah, Willock, the eventual scorer. Nketiah, Freddie Nketiah. But surely, in some way or form, I'm sure that Unai Emery must be rubbing his hands together because he's promised us, hasn't he, for a while, that the youth players will be given a chance. They're going to grow with us. They'll be given the opportunities. How can you not allow that youth to flourish in the first team? Yeah, Freddie Ljungberg. I'm sure Freddie Ljungberg must have had a say in the matter. We saw all those players, those young players, come through there. So, of course, started with an own goal from the Bayern Munich player, Poznański, on the 49th minute. And then the old boy, innit, Lewandowski, scored a sweet header, a beauty of a header. I think the goalkeeper didn't stand any chance. But Freddie Nketiah to the rescue. 2 minutes before the match was come to an end, he scored. Actually, I don't want to put the heebie-jeebies on him, but it was, when I look at the slow motion of how he scored the goal, he looked a little bit like Bambi on ice. But I mean, there was a ricochet, and I think it came off his knee or his shin. But you know what? A goal is a goal. Once it goes over the line, we'll take that. But I think the future is bright. The future is bright. Only if Unai Emery does give these players a chance. Give them a chance to show their worth. So let's just have a quick look and see who has come into the chat. I've just seen some guys, or some of you lovely people have come into the chat with some snap comments there. Let's have a quick look. Just bear me a second. Who do we have here? Guys, tell me, what do you think? Do you think it was we've spoken many times about Arsenal trying to compete with the best. How do you think Arsenal fared against Bayern Munich? Again, I didn't see the full Oops, sorry about that. I didn't see the full match. I only saw the highlights there. So let's quickly get into the chat. We've got Ali Arsenal. Hey, Ali Arsenal, how's it going, brother? And then we've got Arsenal Vlogs. Yes, Luca. I can't see Arsenal signing anyone. But we have signed Martinelli. That is one. Again, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blowing my whistle. Yeah. Oh, no. We need to sign at least 3 more players. You would have seen so many times I said on Cannon Fire TV that we must concentrate on the defense. Right, so Lucas says, I don't think Arsenal won't sign anyone. Did you hear Tierney rumour to Spurs and Aubameyang to Manchester United? I think Aubameyang will stay for 1 more season. I think Arsenal won't sign no one. Well, like I've just said, they've signed Martinelli, and you've just said that Martinelli doesn't count. Well, he's a new player, isn't he? We signed him, didn't we? So he does count. He does count. In regards to Tierney to Spurs rumour, the way I feel about that deal there, it's gone. It's gone. I know people have been tweeting out that it's going to be announced, he's going to be rolled out as a new Arsenal player, but like I always say, in regards to new players coming in, I won't believe it until I see the player with him holding the shirt there. So as of now, the 18th of July, at 2 minutes after 8, Greenwich Mean Time, I'm saying, to me, I don't believe 1 second of it, or 1 word of it. If he's going to Spurs, and they want him, then let him go. I think Arsenal have just eked this out for such a long time, like they usually do. And if he goes to Spurs, then so be it. Then so be it. And I've got my brother saying, okay, yep, cheers. Just finished work. Good work on the live blog. Yep. Well, listen, my brother's going to hang around for a while. As you can see, he's going to be the moderator. So, guys, keep it kind of clean and respectable. Don't play any of the kids against big teams away from home. Then, Luca, how are the young players going to get the experience if you never give them the opportunity to see what they can do against the bigger teams? How are they going to gain the experience that they clearly need? Because the step from the under-23s into the first team, it is a big step, but how are they going to gain experience if you don't play them in those matches? They might just surprise you. So I disagree with that comment there, that don't play them against the big teams away from home. Yeah, he said Martinelli doesn't count. He does count. He does count. Arsenal should sign Lewis Dunk and but yeah, Dunk. Last time I saw, he was rated at, was it 30-odd million? We can't blow our budget, the majority of our budget on Lewis Dunk. Yeah. Eric Bailly, maybe. Eric Bailly and Dunk would do, or even Michael Keane, or even Jerome Boateng. Those are cheap. Yeah. I want Tierney, Fraser, and Boateng, or Dunk. But Arsenal Vlogs, how much money do you think we can afford? You're saying you want 4 players: Tierney, Fraser, Boateng, and or Dunk? Play the kids against likes of of small teams and kids. You think they got a chance against City? Again, if you have to give them. You have to give them a chance. If you don't play them, how are you going to know, how to improve them? Boateng, 15 to 20 million. Right, okay. Yeah, that's within the budget, I reckon. But how old is Boateng? How old is he? My brother was saying that Marshall is a signing. However, I think everyone is waiting for a promised sign that we have been active for the last 3 weeks. Are you talking about the Tierney deal, Ralph? For a promised signing. But hasn't Emery spoken about that we're going for 3 big major signings? I think some people have been a little bit cynical that it came so soon after that Josh Kroenke interview came out. Personally, I think Emery's his own man. I don't think anyone really can tell him to dance to any tune. I think he's just saying it, as it is. I think he's 30 or 31. Yeah, I think Boateng is around that age, isn't he? I think Tierney won't happen. Yeah, I don't think Tierney's going to happen. If it was going to happen, it would happen a long while ago. Again, we just penny pinching. And as my brother Ralph said, that if we have the money, that's it. Do we have the money to pay for Tierney? If we do, just pay the money. Pay the money that Celtic are asking for. But yeah, I'm with you, Luca. I don't think the Tierney deal is going to happen. It's taken too much, of a long time. And look at this guy, Kieran Trippier. He was announced that he's going to Atletico Madrid, and he signed for them, and he's gone. Why can't Arsenal do the same thing? Why can't we do the same thing? All right, okay, guys. If you're just passing by for the first time, you've just seen a Cannon Fodder for the first time, make sure you subscribe if you want, and please hit the notification button as well, which should be somewhere down here, I think, or I might do like a animation somewhere up here. But yeah, anyway, so Celtic want 50 million. Tierney dunk, flipping hell. Yeah, well, why is British players are very expensive these days? That's a very good question. I think because we're building up so much to be something really that they're not, and I think it's something to do with the Premiership. Because I think in most people's eyes, the Premiership is probably seen as one of the best and most exciting football league in the world. I know some people are going to disagree with me, and it's okay to disagree with me, but I think that's probably one of the main reasons, because you see a lot of foreign imports coming over here, and the wages that we pay these players is astronomical. So I think for some reason British players are seen as, well, yeah, they're overpriced. I think they're overpriced. What? How would you get 3 or 4 players with 14 million budget? I don't think Arsenal should have got I do think Arsenal should have got Rabiot. I rate him. I spoke about him last season. This time last season, like I said, I didn't want to talk about any transfer deals because it can be the death of Arsenal fans. This player's coming. No, he's not coming. We don't have the money. We have the money. We're making last-minute bids for these players. So I thought I'm not going to do any transfer news. But my brother has decided that he's going to do it. Good luck to him. But I'm not getting into that. But yeah, I did speak about Rabiot last year, and I rated him as well. I think he would have been a good sign to replace Ramsey. It wouldn't be bad overall. Yeah, like I said, I'd spoken about him before. Rabiot. The only problem is he is injured and he has a bad attitude. Nothing comes close to watching the Premiership. You say that, Ralph, but there are quite a few people who would disagree with you. Quite a few people, and 1 or 2 people who I know who have been on Cannon Fodder TV as well. But it's probably a good debate that we could probably have actually. Which club league is the best in Europe? We should have got Mata or Herrera. I rate Juan Mata. Herrera is okay. Yeah. Yeah, Mata is a leader of experience. Guys, what do you think about the debates about the who should be the captain? You know, all this melee and the problems with Lauren Koscielny. Who do you think should be appointed the next captain? I am dead against having 4 or 5 recognised captains. There can be only one captain and one vice captain. I've already said my bit. You know, for me, the captain has to be Socrates, and the vice captain, in my eyes, should be Hector Bellerin. That's my personal opinion. Guys, make sure you hit the like button as well. I can see 2 of you have kindly, very kindly, pressed the like button. Make sure you subscribe as well. And if you want, you can make a donation. If you want, by hitting the super chat button as well. Help us to buy some equipment. Maybe send my brother Ralph on different locations to do videos with Arsenal supporters. So yeah, if you want to make a donation, you can hit the super chat, which is like the $sign, I think. All right, so my brother's come up with I think we have to make sure that we are factual when we look at transfers, simply because we want to know who is coming to the Arsenal. I think we have to make sure. All right, you sent that message twice. I'm not sure why. There is no way Xhaka should not be captain. What does he produce on the pitch? Please tell me why. And also captain Socrates, vice captain. I go for Bellerin. No, yeah, I go for Socrates because, you know, many times last season, like I said, you know, you see many times he's the one barking instructions. He's the one being vocal in the back four. He's the one trying to position the players, especially the club captain. That was, you know, Lauren Koscielny. Maybe I'm just too old school, but I like the captain to be someone in the centre of defence. Someone who can see what's going on. But that's the reason why, you know, I want Socrates to be the captain. In regards to the vice captain, I'll go for Bellerin because I think now he's probably one of the senior players there at Arsenal. So for that reason alone, you know, and experience as well. I thought you once said that Socrates was your captain of choice. Yeah, definitely. Socrates is class. We just need centre back alongside him. Yeah. If we can just make the Arsenal difficult to break down, hard to, you know, to beat, home and away. Personally, I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with that. If we win ugly, I will be happy with that. A win is a win. We saw our run in the last 4 matches we had there. The losses against, I just don't even want to repeat it. You know, flipping Wolves, Crystal Palace. If we had got 1 point, or we had one win from those last 4 matches there, would have made it in the top 4. But you know, I've already said that even if we make it to the Champions League, we are not ready to make it a serious challenge. Yeah, it's glamorous to be there. Yeah, it's glamorous to have the money, the funds. But it's no use if we don't make a real concerted effort, a sustained effort to challenge there. That's one thing. And as well, with the money, we've mismanaged so much of the funds over the years that we were in the Champions League. I don't want to see us do that again. I don't want it. Okay, so quickly back in the chat. We've got Lumberkamp. That's an interesting name. Anyway, thanks for coming to the chat. Laka needs to be designated pen taker. Yes, I absolutely agree. I don't want to see, you know, Aubameyang anywhere near a penalty. You know what? He makes my heart stop. I'm not going to blame him for that penalty that he missed against them lot down the road there. But you're right. I would prefer to see Alexander, the hitman Lacazette, designated penalty taker. Chambers has to replace Mustafi. Good shout. That's a really good shout. Nelson, Saka, and Eddie should play instead of Mickey. Lum Burkamp, what do you think about? Would you play the young players against the bigger teams, the Man Cities, the Liverpools? Would you play them? I was just having a debate, with Arsenal vlogs. We've disagreed about whether we should play the youngsters in major matches against the big four teams there. Me, I'm in favour of playing the young players because they need to have the experience. If you don't play in those matches, how are they going to get the experience? But that's just my opinion. So what do you think? Do you think we should play the young players, in the big matches or not? Xhaka may be captain of Switzerland, but that kind of form hasn't transferred itself to playing for Arsenal. Yeah, he's just, all players, I don't know who you are, you're going to make mistakes, but it's just, when you have one player or a small group of players, it's just a matter of time when they make a big blunder. It just kills you. It kills you. Why are Arsenal not going clear? I don't know. Towards the end of the season, I spoke about Arsenal needs to get rid of minimum 5 to 6 players. But yeah, I see Jenkinson still training. I see Mkhitaryan still training. I see Mustafi diving in, sliding in during training. This is just 3 players. Okay, we know that Welbeck has gone, Czech has gone. But Arsenal, you're right. We still need to get rid of those players to free up more income. The wage bill is just still so heavy. Why is it Arsenal can't beat Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge? What do you think the problem is? I think it's just the mentality. We've spoken so many times about the mentality away from home. They're so weak-minded. So weak-minded. The manager or the coach can only do so much. Once you cross that line there, the rest is up to you. He's spoken about the formation. He's showing you the videos of the weakness in the opposition. Once you cross the line, the rest is up to you. That's one thing, I think. And the other thing as well is why we can't beat the likes of Chelsea. I've lost my train of thought now. What I was going to say now. But yeah, I think the major thing is down to mentality. Oh, now remember, the other thing as well, that we have not had clear leadership on the pitch. Someone who can, again, be vocal, organise the players, and tell the players, you know what, I'm going to give you a kick up the backside. Focus. So yeah, mentality and leadership. Both of these we've lacked when we've played away from home. Yeah, we really need to clear out and save wages, and transfer fees could have brought hungry players. But you say that, but we've already got hungry players. We've got the young players. Just watch how they played last night. They are hungry. They're waiting for the opportunity to play in the new season. Emery, please play them. I know you've spoken a lot about bringing the players, going to give them opportunities, but talking is over. Now walk the walk. Come the new season, I want to see the majority of these youngsters playing for Arsenal, playing for the Arsenal. Problem is we have too many players on wage bills, high wages. We need to clear all our deadwood and free come. Oh yeah, free on the income. We made 400k. We ain't Manchester United, but we have to put our trust in the youngsters. Otherwise, they will lose faith with us and end up playing for our rivals. That's my brother who said that. And then other vlogs have come back and says that Chelsea are just better because last season at Bridge we got unlucky. We should have got into half time 5-2. Do you think Arsenal will ever win at the Bridge again? Of course we will. You have to be optimistic. You have to be optimistic. Otherwise, what is the point? I'm very optimistic coming this season, and I'm optimistic that we will get in top 4. But again, it's going to be down to Unai Emery to get rid of the players or do not play the players who are not hungry enough. Again, I'm not going to mention any names. I've mentioned those names many, many times before, but the youngsters are there. They're busting their guts. Willock, when he came on in the final, the Europa League Cup final, he created more in the 5 minutes he was on the pitch than 1 or 2 players who I'm not going to mention their names. So we've got the young, hungry players there already. Just play them. Don't burn them out, but play them by all means. Why is it down to the mentality? The mentality, serious. Because we had a manager. We had a manager who bred that mentality, that weak mentality. For 22 years, right up to the last 2 years, that was the mentality at Arsenal. So unless or until Unai Emery has his own players, that mentality, of a losing mentality is going to fester and continue breeding in the Arsenal players. So Emery has to be given the chance to have his own crop of players. Get rid of that loser mentality. I'll give you an example. Steve Bold, who was Emery's number 2 up until maybe a month ago. Would you ever see him on his feet trying to gear up the players during game time? Would you ever see him talking, running, training the players at London Colney? No, you wouldn't. The little time that Freddie Ljungberg has been at Arsenal, I can see that he must have spoken to Unai Emery about the young players. Give this player a chance. Give this player some minutes. I can see that's Freddie Ljungberg's influence already there. That's not a loser mentality. That's a winning mentality. Remember, Freddie Ljungberg is a winner. He's not a loser. Quickly back in the chat because I'm going to wrap up. And guys, thank you for coming to the chat. You've kind of lit up the chat. And also right. New Arsenal kits. Right? Does it actually go into Kroenke's pocket? Well, yeah. The deal has already been signed, sealed, and delivered. So it doesn't matter whether the likes of myself, I buy it or don't buy it. I'm not going to buy the kit. I got the replica kit of the mid-1970s, which is my favourite kit, and one other kit. But I'm not going to buy any more kits. No, I'm not. Actually, I am going to buy one more replica kit. Again, it's going to be the away kit, the traditional colours, the yellow with the blue collar. But apart from that, I'm not gonna buy the new kit. But it's not gonna make a blind bit of difference whether you buy it or not, because the deal with Adidas has already been signed. And I'm not sure if Richard from Arsenal TV is watching, but if you are, can you remind me how long is the deal for? Is it not for 5 years with Adidas? But yeah, that money's already gone to Kroenke's pocket, man. Play Nelson, Reece, Nelson, and Eddie. And Lumberkamp says Emery didn't play the youngsters last year in Europa group stages. Is worrying. But I think, didn't Willock get a run out? Didn't Smith Rowe play in the early stages as well? And Guendouzi? So I think he played, 3 or 4 players, if memory serves me right. Willock, Nketiah, Smith Rowe, and Guendouzi still qualifies as a youngster because I think is he still 19 or just turned 20? So no, I think in Emery we trust, man. I'm hoping they play the whole group stages and Carling Cup. Yeah, I concur. I totally agree as well. But this season coming, if we must beat Chelsea. Now opportunity to send statement. Listen, let's not only focus on Chelsea. Yeah, there are 19 other teams out there that we must focus on. There are no easy games in the Premiership. Let's not only focus on Chelsea. You know, them not down the road, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Wolves, Crystal Palace, Everton. The list goes on, and look at the new promoted teams as well. You know, Aston Villa. So let's not only focus on Chelsea. There are no easy matches or games in the Premiership. Away games, I think we lose is Liverpool, Chelsea, City United, Leicester, Wolves. Are you saying for this coming season, or are you talking about the games we lost last season? I think we have to go through the right channels. Go through by heading towards the top four. Then anything else is a plus. Thanks, man. Okay. Why did DT... All right, I'm not going to entertain anything what somebody else says on another channel. What do you think... What do you make of Josh Kroenke's PR nonsense? Lil Burkham, you know what? That my response is in your question there. It's nonsense. Pure nonsense. You know, I put a comment on Turkish, London Turkish. You know, I know he's got his own channel as well as he features on AFTV. And he played the interview with Josh Kroenke. And Josh Kroenke said that we are custodians of Arsenal. Get their head out of here, man. Really, if Arsenal was not making any money, would they have bought Arsenal? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. For them, Arsenal is a cash cow. It's a cash cow. It's the golden goose which makes money for them. But if Arsenal wasn't making the money, they wouldn't be... Listen, they're in it for the money. That's the bottom line. It's just a PR stunt. It's just a PR stunt. And you know what? My brother kind of nailed it on the head where he said, literally, Arsenal should not be in the hands of one person or of one company. The ownership should be spread out. So whether you have maybe 30% or 40% owned by the fan base and the rest by rich individuals or individual companies. But when you've got one person dictating everything, you're asking for problems. So getting back to your question, it was just nonsense. The proof, or people are judged by their actions, not by their words. Not by their words. So as much he can talk the talk, he needs to walk the walk. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's talk about, they're looking into signings. When Vinay Van Kesham and Raul Seleni did the exclusive video interview there, they spoke about speaking to players, not during the transfer window. Before that, they're already testing the water with some players who might want to come to Arsenal. I don't believe one word of that. I don't believe one word of that. Have they been talking to players? If that's the truth, we've already had one signing. And there's 3 and a bit weeks to go. We've already had one signing. Where are all the other signings? I don't want to see Arsenal rushing in the 11th hour on the last day of transfer deadline, making silly bids for players who have no connection to Arsenal. I mean, for me, Zaha, I never believed that Zaha was a realistic player that we were going to sign. It's just a red herring. A red herring. I never believed it. So for me, it's just a PR nonsense, rubbish. Right, sorry guys, it's a little bit of a rant there. Let me just quickly get back into the chat. I've lost my trail of thought. Right, so I've lost the top part. Let's just see. The up and coming season. Sorry, Arsenal Vlogs, I can't get to... What can I? Just bear me a second. No, I can't. Sorry. I can't get into the top part of the chat. Yeah, sorry. I think Man U will end up knocking us out of Europa. We seem to have a mental block against them. Oh, but you said it, but we beat them. We beat them in the league. Didn't we beat them in the league? It was one of the best matches as well. I know they beat us. They beat us in the FA Cup, at home, but we beat them in the league, didn't we? Then my brother says, I mentioned this yesterday. Josh is acting his father's wishes. Didn't Kroenke say that he didn't buy into Arsenal winning silverware? Enough said. Yeah. Listen, it's just a cash cow for them. Nothing more than that. I will buy the kit because Kroenke got the money already. Arsenal Vlogs, can you buy me a top one as well? If you're going to buy one from me as well, man. Fans are carried away. Zaha will never come. I never believe in it. Yeah, me too. It's just a red herring for me. You know when you go live on YouTube, do you have to have over 10k? Send me a DM. Send me a message to our Twitter account, and I'll talk to you about that in the Twitter. Yeah. So if you go on Twitter, I believe, unless Ralph can, maybe Ralph, can you speak to Arsenal Vlogs? Give him our Twitter account. I will buy one, but only one. You buy me the yellow one. Oh dear. Yeah, buy one for me, man. Buy one for me, and then we'll call it quits. Yeah. So Ralph, if you can send a message to Arsenal Vlogs, connect to his Twitter account, and we will send him the information in regards to the YouTube and bits and pieces. All right, guys. I think we're going to call it quits, man. It's been. Oh my goodness, I can't get my words out. It's been a good live stream. Yeah. So yeah, Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 1. Is this the future? Yeah, the sounds of the fatback band. I think it is. If Emery is true to his word, sod some of these senior players. Play the youngsters. Play the youngsters, man. I think it's the way to go. All right. Okay. Listen. Unless you guys have any more comments, I'm going to say thank you to each and every one of you that came into the chat, made the chat very interesting. I was thinking, let me just do a post-match review on the match last night, maybe not more than 15, 20 minutes. It's been 40 minutes. 40 minutes, man. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, thank you to all of you guys coming. And like I always say, there can never, ever be a Cannon for a TV unless we have people coming to the chat, view the channel, much less subscribe to the channel, put comments, kind comments on the channel. Really, the Cannon for would not exist without you guys out there. And from myself, and from my brother as well, really, it's been really appreciated. So again, if you've seen Cannon for TV, I can't get my words out this time. What's going on? If you've just passed by for the first time, you've seen Cannon for TV for the first time, and you like what you see, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, smash the like button as well. And yeah, it's been cool. But anyhow, you have been watching Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over the world. And the future is bright. Breaking news.